So grateful to see everyone at this time of the new moon and where we're at in this part of COVID. It's definitely been a journey, and at some days I can be high, I can be low, I can be somewhere in between. But it's definitely been bringing up a lot of things for me to reflect on and to heal. And so for that, I'm grateful, even at times when it seems very challenging. And I don't know if anyone else is in that boat, but definitely this time of ascension on the planet. So those places of ours that we need to bring into Aini, into right relation, into balance with, so that we can keep moving into those higher dimensions. And that can be a little tricky at times, given all the circumstances. But the card that I pulled, which we'll read in a couple minutes, is talks about that. It's like, what are we addicted to? What are those low-level addictions? And it doesn't have to just be you know, food, or for me, that's what it seems these days, you know, food or shopping. But, you know, what emotions are we addicted to that aren't in our highest good, which aren't keeping us at that highest vibration where we want to stay and maintain, so that we can be in a great balance within ourselves. So we'll talk about that in a minute. And as last time with the water ceremony, and I can give everyone a minute if you want, if you wanted to get your own bowl of water to put in front of you, you can use a flower petal, you can just use sea salt to blow in and to make an offering in front of you if you would like. If you don't feel connected to that, just know the altar is here and it's set, and the bowl is set with the water in it. And you can, as with ceremony, we can transcend time and space, so you can energetically place it here. And I will, you know, be bringing it to the mother for her to receive and to transform. And I'll have 3 petals that we'll use at the end that are around Kuan Yin right now. And interestingly, I've really been a blank of what tonight's going to be, so we're probably in for a ride. Usually I have a clue, but I really don't have that much of a clue yet until I just completely turn everything over. But we always pull a goddess too to be connected to our ceremonies. I thought it very interesting that, you know, always have Kuan Yin on the altar for compassion, but also Kuan Yin is who I had pulled for the ceremony. So it seems as though we need to bring in a decent amount of compassion. And for me, with all the healing work that I've been doing, a power word, and maybe that's what we'll do too, is we'll journey, besides journeying to a body of water, which is how we did it last time, I will take you on a journey to the river of life, where you will be cleansed, where you will go through this cleansing process and merge with water. And it's really powerful. I've been working with it a lot, and I find it really quite amazing. But we can also journey to catch a power word of when we find ourselves in those moments when we're not vibrating at our highest frequency, that when you just say the word, because of how you'll energetically feel it, it'll shift everything. And ironically for me, mine is compassion. So when I'm in self-judgment of myself, mostly it's more of myself. When I view the world, for anyone that follows me on Facebook, I've been having just such a hard time with the even bigger division that's being created right now, that when I start feeling so discouraged and hopeless, that how are we going to get to these other levels? How, you know, to me, part of what this reset with COVID is about us all you know, us moving into those higher dimensions. And then I got so excited in the beginning because people came together and it was so exciting and so exhilarating. And the more it gets into it, everyone's frustrated and it's turning very political again. And it's the Dems and the Republicans, and this one's doing this for this, and this one's doing, and bottom line is it's a friggin' virus. Like, you know, it's a virus. Like, like even if it was man-made or created for whatever reason, anything that's made is of God. So it has purpose. So I've been kind of visiting with COVID and seeing what does COVID have to, you know, what does COVID have to share for me? What do I need to work on to assist this and not having to be present any longer? Because what its purpose was will have been fulfilled. And so I encourage us all to be able to do that on some level, is find out what does it mean for you? Like why are we in this place of almost an isolation? But I don't even want to look at it. There is an interesting, I was listening to Sandra Ingerman the other night, and she was saying that we're all on a giant vision quest. If you think about it, we've all been put out on a hill. But we are able to eat and drink, which you can't on a hill. It's a lot longer than being on the hill, but it has a lot of those qualities of you're going on an inner quest. And so maybe that's why for me it was blank all day, is because what I've been, ever since she said that, is how do I, when it's just getting so tiring, how do I keep pulling up that energy of that vision quest? How do I keep pulling up that connection to spirit and to God, even when all else just seems so blah right now? It doesn't have the momentum and the energy it had in the beginning. And I don't know if it's because now it's more of a collective experience that you have to get beyond rather than our own pieces. But so I pray that all of us that are on a path, on a spiritual path, that we can keep resonating, we can keep reaching for the highest possible vibration, for that highest possible level, so that we can help shift. So we are the co-creators. We're creating this world into being. So think about, what are you daydreaming about every day? Like, you know, what are our daydreams about? Are our daydreams being consistent with that which we want to create? Or are they more consistent with the collective nightmare? So be mindful of everything you're daydreaming about during the day. So when I find myself, like I'm saying about this power word, when I find myself going on this daydream, I bring in compassion and it brings me back and raises my vibration. I can't say that I remember to say compassion all the time, but I can say I've gotten a lot better, that when I really am hitting a really bad place, this was a very bad week for me one of the days. It was a very bad low. And I went and I worked with the word compassion, and I went to the river where we'll be going, and did my work. And that's what it is too. It's very apparent that right now on this vision quest that we have to find our practice. And whatever that practice is, and you have to do it diligently. And it doesn't have to be anything that I do. It's what does your soul, like, it'd be more powerful the more that you can connect into your helping spirits, to your ancestors, to that part of you that knows, our higher self, and ask, what's the practice I have to do every day? What is it that will put me into alignment, into Aini, and right relationship with all that is? And so I pray that we each find our practices so that we can just expand our light that much more, that much brighter, so that we can help illuminate wherever we go. So it's interesting too, so I'll share a personal story of something that I'm going through right now. Is, for anyone that doesn't know, I am a hairdresser by day, shaman by night. And we can't work. And even if our state goes yellow, they're not going to allow hairdressers to work until it goes green. And God only knows well, at this point, until it goes green. And God only knows when that could be. Could be August, could be September. But the point is, so we're sitting here, and what I need to do for me, sorry, I got distracted, I heard. Where was I?
For the salon, which
Oh,
you need to
so,
do.
you know, there's all these people wanting, and for anyone that knows my past, I'm a fighter. I'd like to go in there and take charge, and this is a hard one for me, because where is the balance of me being part of the human fabric? And if that human fabric right now means that me being in contact with someone or us opening up would harm that, I don't want to do that out of integrity. On the other hand, I have a livelihood, and a lot of businesses will go under. So it's been a very fine dynamic and a line to walk on. But what's happening is people are really, really, really getting almost crazed about it, and really wanting to go out there and take charge and initiative and like storm the tower and blame the governor that it's because he's a Democrat and he's trying to wipe everything out, and just all these things. And it's very sad and disheartening to me. But what I thought about the other day, since I kind of am like really neutral about it, like I just keep sending out prayers that whatever's in the highest good, please let that be what comes about. And I realized, I don't know, for anyone that's been to a lot of my ceremonies, it just reminded me of the story of Mother Teresa. Is I can't storm the ivory tower in protest of. So anyone that doesn't know. So Mother Teresa was asked once if she would walk in a walk against war. And she told them no, and the people were very confused, because like, but you're against war. And she goes, no, I'm not against war. I'm not against anything. I'm for peace. And I don't know if you can feel that, the difference. So I think that's why, even though my normal mode would have been to fight and be like, go into fear mode, and that, you know, we could lose the house, we could lose this, you know, we could lose, you know, the business that I'm the manager of, and I have built from the day it opened 28 years ago. But I can't come at it from fear. Like if I come at it from fear, I'm almost creating it going under. Does that make sense? So I'm going against any way that I've ever been in my life in this moment, and choosing to be for peace. So choosing to be for whatever's in the highest good. And I don't know what that is. I really haven't been getting very clear answers on that. Right now, it's almost like the vision quest. It's like being in this void kind of right now, and in this, and not a scary void, just a void. Just a place of reflection and going in and really working on those shadow pieces. So I don't know if everyone else has been there, and where you're at, and it's just a very interesting time that so many people are experiencing such different aspects of this disease, of this virus, and how do we become compassionate with someone who has a different view than us? How can we become compassionate with the virus? How can we become compassionate with especially ourselves and how we're coping with it and dealing with it? You know, everyone is judging everyone for how they're doing this, but anyone on the planet alive right now has never done this. So how can you judge anyone for their response to it? Because there's no history to even look at in physical form. But we can go to our ancestors. We can ask them, because our ancestors have done this. So I encourage you all to do some work with your ancestors also. It could be tonight when we go into the journey, or just on your own time, is really call on them. If anything that can say with 100% certainty is they are so there ready to help us right now, because it is about that time. It is about that time on the planet to make a choice. And where are you going to, where are you going to vibrate? Are you going to continue to vibrate at a very low level? Or are you going to keep ascending and vibrating at a higher level? But as you vibrate at that higher level, it can be a lot more challenging, because we're looking at pieces and we have to shake off those pieces that aren't vibrating at that level also. So that's my cue in, that's where ceremony comes in. And that's the gift of ceremony, is that we don't have to figure it out. Like, we can make that prayer, we can make that perfect prayer within ourselves and really release that which no longer serves. What is preventing us? What is holding us back? What has its clenches on us so strong that we can't move forward, or move higher, not so much as forward. And for me, that's one thing I've been reflecting on in the last couple of weeks, is how ceremony has saved my life over and over again. So anyone new to ceremony and that's feeling maybe desperate, or that it's very overwhelming, or you don't know if you're going to survive this, I was there at the time of my life when ceremony found me. I was exactly there, very suicidal and not wanting to be here, and very angry. And by turning over and surrendering and finding a new way for me to pray, and a new way for me to have a connection with Source, to have a reconnection. I had lost my connection. But to be able to find that place and really hone in was such a gift. And that's why I'm always honored to be able to offer ceremony, because for me, it was life-changing, it was life-enhancing, and it breathed life back into my body. So I hope for all you at this time right now, when everything is uncertain and we really don't know how this is going to play out, but what I encourage us all to do is to make the prayer, as always. One of our prayers today is whatever's in the highest good for all, that prayer of Ahom Takwiasin. Offering up to Spirit that they know better than us. They can dream us way bigger than we can dream us. And I feel very blessed and honored to be able to be here and facilitate ceremony for you all. So how we will work it is we will work again where we will journey, we'll connect in with the Father and the Mother, become that conduit, you know, get grounded, get centered, be able to be that conduit between heaven and earth. We'll go on the journey. We will go to the river of life. And we'll also journey and find a power word to help us right now, a power word that when we are overcome with any of these denser vibrations or denser thoughts or feelings, that we can pull on that word. And like I'm sharing, I can't tell you how beneficial it has been for me to utilize this modality in the last couple of weeks. And so we'll open directions. I will read the card about something to think about. And as you know, the new moon is always about us bringing in what do we want to create? What's that magic we want to create in our life? So I invite you to dream big tonight, to dream a dream and a vision bigger maybe than you've ever dreamt it before. And then just ask for little steps on how to get there. Like, I think that's where our ego steps in and tells us we can't do it because it just looks at the enchilada instead of all the ingredients that go into the enchilada. Like that we can do it one ingredient at a time. It doesn't have to be the whole thing at once. But our ego will tell us, oh, it's too big. You can't do it. Like it's, so I want us all to still, what I was hearing in spirit is still dream big, but then ask, what are the little steps I can do tomorrow? What is the little step I can do the next day? What are the thoughts that we know that we have, or the addictions, as we'll go through? What are those ones that would prevent us from that? So, so we'll do that. And like I said, then you will you're going to actually work with the river to do the releasing with petals. But if you want to have something in front of you, you can do that, and to know that you can release into the bowl here. Because, you know, most of us are used to doing it that way. But doing it in the river is just as effective, but this is holding us and anchoring us here. And I will drum for the journey. I will talk you through most of it, but then give you time to be with yourself, spirit, guide. And remember, Kuan Yin has come to be with us all. The card that I picked for the group was Kuan Yin, but you can pick your own goddess card right now if you want. And we'll also call in when we go into the journey, ancestors, helping spirits, goddess, God, like whoever wants to be with you on this journey to help you. But know that we are held by Kuan Yin in that place of compassion. So I'm going to have a sip of water, and then we're going to open directions. And you can stand up and join me, or you can just close your eyes and see what comes in for you. You can just keep it. I'm just going to do it from here. To the winds of the south, to Sachamama, great serpent, come and wrap your coil of light around us. Help us shed our past the way you shed your skin in one clean swoop. Help us to stay out of that place of the suffering and step into that place of impeccability. Oh, thank you for any and all healing that will occur on the physical level. Oh. To the winds of the west, Ratarango, Mother Jaguar, thank you for coming and protecting our medicine space. Thank you for teaching us how to go over that rainbow bridge, how to have one foot in this world and one foot in the next. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for teaching us this place to step beyond fear. And more importantly, thank you for teaching us how to be peaceful, luminous warriors so that we can learn how to walk on this planet yet not leave a footprint. Oh. To the winds of the north, the Siddha Kinte, great hummingbird, grandmothers and grandfathers and ancient ones, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you so much for this place of mythic and of magic and of imagery. Thank you for teaching us stillness and flight. Thank you for teaching us how to be an eye in the center of the storm, but more importantly, continue to teach us how to drink directly from the sweet nectar of life so that we no longer source from places that no longer feed us. Oh. To the winds of the east, great eagle, condor, Apuchin, you fly wing to wing with a great mystery. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for taking us to the mountains that we only dare to dream of. Thank you for teaching us how to fly wingtip to wingtip with a great mystery. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for teaching us how to have eagle visions so that we can be able to see the limitless possibilities available at all times, so that we once and for all step out of that place of being fated and step into that place of our destiny. Ooh. Pachamama, great mother, thank you for coming here for the healing of all your children, the two-legged, the four-legged, the creepy, the crawly, the fifth, the fur, the winged. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being the true alchemist, taking that which no longer serves and bringing it back to us in the gifts of gold. Thank you for so much for all that you bring, for all that you give us so that we can sustain and live yet another day. And thank you once again for keeping us on your back yet another day and for being patient with us as a species. Oh. E.T. Tai Tai, Mama Kia, Star Nations, Great Spirit, you are known by 1,000 names and you are unnameable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the hearts, minds, and souls of everyone in this circle. Please whisper in our ear and touch our hearts. Please help us to let go of all those places that are blocking us from our divinity, blocking us from being able to shine that light and love of who we are every day and to radiate it at its highest potential in this moment. Please help us and assist us. Please help and guide us. And please help me to become a Halaboon. Alrighty. So before we start the journey, I'm going to read to you the card that I pulled for everyone. So I'm going to ask you, Johanna will put up so that you can see what the card looks like. I'm going to ask you just to close your eyes and see where this sits with you. See where in your body. It's addressed to your addictions. Part of the human struggle is to rise above our addictions and live with a free and unlimited spirit. Those compulsive needs rooted in substance such as alcohol, drugs, food are apparent. Those rooted in behavior are less discernible. Overspending, overworking, gambling, and exercising power. More toxic than all the above are the addictions described by negative emotions. Misery, disappointment, fear, and victimization. No matter which of these is operating in your life, the price you pay is the death of your freedom and loss of peace in your spirit. Your soul's purpose is to temper everything in your lower nature and live free of compulsive needs. Seek to be guided in this by your higher self. Your soul's lesson is to rise above a state of denial and then name your addictions. They're robbing you of your creativity and peace and must be conquered now. Your soul is asking you to suffer the discomfort of breaking loose on every level. When you're free of these forces, you can tap into the unlimited creative power of your divine self. Pray for the universe to help you and then accept its aid. You can either live in the joy of your unlimited creative power, or you can dwell with addiction, but you can't exist with both. And that has become more apparent to me than ever recently, is that I can't go to my next level if I'm going to continue to be in the place of these emotions. And it's been a very interesting journey and not the easiest to look at all those pieces of that I need to release. And one of the biggest ones that I'm going to throw out there that they didn't say, and this has been big for me lately, is blame. It's not so much that I blame others, as I blame myself. I blame myself for my shortcomings. I blame myself for why things don't ever work. I apologize a lot for myself and my behaviors when there's no need to, and that's because I'm blaming myself. So I don't know why, but spirits tell me it's because it's something I'm working on to share that with you and see if that resonates. So get comfortable. You can either lay down or sit up. We're going to do the connecting in with the mother and father first. and then go into our journey. So let's take 3 cleansing breaths and releasing breaths. So just deep breath in, cleansing, releasing breath out. Let go of all the words, everything I said, it really doesn't mean anything. Just connect in with your heart, with your lungs, with the gift of the wind. And from the soles of your feet, or from your root if you're sitting down, see roots growing down, going deep into the belly of the mother, going deep, deep down until those roots go past the bedrock and into her molten core. Feel that rich, deep place of the feminine, that fiery, beautiful energy of the mother, that transformative energy. And bring that up through the roots. Up through your feet or through your root chakra. And then going into each one of your chakras. Your root, your second, your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye, and your crown. Feel this grounding you and creating beautiful structure. Feel yourself so deeply rooted into the mother. Grounded beyond anything that you've ever felt. And then from the crown of your head, I want you to see a clue of light going up to the Apus, to the heavens, Father, Son, to the divine masculine. And then feel that energy coming down, that clue of light going into your crown, into your third eye, into your throat, into your heart, into your solar plexus, into your second chakra, your belly, and then into your root. Okay, so see yourself now, this divine energy of the masculine and the feminine. Feel yourself then merging. Since we are on this personal vision quest, see this divine blending of the masculine and the feminine. It is said that when these are both in balance, that it's the sacred union, a sacred marriage through which any prayer can be answered. Anything can be created from this place of balance. This place of yin and yang. And feel that energy in your Cusco in your belly. Place your hands there and feel that blending of the masculine and the feminine. This place of creation. And this is a practice you can do every day to set your day so that you can be a pure conduit of the Mother and the Father, of heaven and earth. Okay. So get ready to take our journey. So in front of you, I would like you to see a path that will take you to a very sacred place, a place in nature that you feel protected, a place in nature preferably where you have been before. And start to move along the path, heading to this sacred place. Really feel the earth under your feet. Is it sand? Is it rocks? Is it grass? Is it a stream? And before you enter into your sacred place, you have helping spirits and beings that are going to cleanse you, that are going to cleanse away anything that could prevent you from being here in your highest intention, in your highest state of being. Feel yourself becoming lighter. Feel yourself becoming brighter. And just to let you know, I can see all these ancestors and ancient ones coming to be with us. Open yourself up to feel them. And know that they are going to enter with us. So with that thought in mind, step into your sacred place. I'm hearing the earth would like you to dance a little. Take a moment to dance with her. Feel the connection through your feet, every step you take. Feel your essence becoming freer. Feel nature responding to this ecstatic dance. As you do this, you're setting yourself up to get ready for the river of life. Let go of any inhibitions. No one can see you. Feel this great sense of freedom. And see all your helpers dancing with you.
start to make your way over to the River of Light. You can see it in the distance. You can dance your way there, you can walk your way there, you can skip your way there, you can float your way there. And notice on the edge to the bank of the river, there are petals. There are the red petals to release. Anything that is up, now that you have moved things around and shaken things up a little, what has surfaced? Ask Kuan Yin or any other helping spirit or ancestor that is with you for any guidance also, for your higher self. Or even just the river. And start to step in. And feel yourself merging with the river. Blow into the petals anything that is preventing you from moving with this river in a fluid motion. Ask for any resistance to come up at this time. Whatever that is time to let go of. And just keep working with the river. See yourself merging with her. And as you're releasing, feel yourself becoming more fluid. Moving with ease around any obstacle, any stone, any object in the river. You are now the water. Feel how it feels to be free. Feel yourself beginning to glisten when the sun hits you. Being informed by the sun, by the earth, by the air, all the elements. Feel everything washing away. Stress. Anger. Hopelessness. yourself floating, carefree. Just as we are made up of water, feel the river of life cleansing all the water within our body. Taking us to the most pristine state that we are capable of in this moment. Thank you, waters. Thank the river of life. We start to come back into form and make our way back to the edge of the bank. And from this place, connect back in with your guides, with Kuan Yin, with your ancestors, with your higher self. And as Spirit guided us in the beginning, think of the biggest dream that you can envision for yourself at this time. And pick up a white petal, a rose petal at the edge of the bank, and blow that desire, that prayer, and release the petal into the water. Anything else that you can think of at this moment that you want to bring in the energy of this new room. Could be different emotions, your feelings, and clarity, focus, courage, belief, knowing. And I'll give you a moment to complete. Thank the river again for taking your prayers. And then now we're going to find that word, the power word for you. So lay down, Mother. Feel yourself being nurtured and held. Feel the sun radiating on your face. The fire in your belly. The spirit of you. And the wind gently caressing your face. sure that when you hear it, you can feel your heart sing. Envision it as a color or a sound. And see it start to infuse every cell in your body. Every organ in your body. Every system in your body. And see yourself becoming that light. See it awakening. So many parts of you that maybe you had forgotten were there. It's like it's a key that will unlock hidden treasures that lie within you. Own it. Become it. So take a moment to thank this beautiful sacred space, all the helping spirits, to the nature, to all the elements that came here to be your ally, to work with you. Leave blessings as you start to make your way back. You can dance your way back. You can skip your way back. But feel how different you are upon your re-entry back to this time. Coming back the same way, the same path. Back to this room, to the room that you were in. Feeling yourself come back into your body, move your head, wiggle your toes, wiggle your feet. I'm going to place these in. There's a level of 3 is for magic. We all have created magic in our life tonight.
So tonight what I'm going to do is I'm going to unmute us all, and we're all going to circle up together, and we'll all say our word. We'll start with Johanna, Wade, and Fee will say their word first. Then you guys will all go in, and then I'll end the circle with us sending the energy out. But if you could share your word, and maybe the color vibration it was too, if it was a color, so that we can send this all into the center of the circle and send this out to anyone out there that's open to receive this beautiful healing energy. So if you want to put us back to the other screen so we can all see each other. Unmute everyone and then go to gallery. So we'll start. So if you don't want to share a word, you don't have to. But the invitation is there. And was everyone able to get a word? And if you didn't, right now just ask yourself and it'll pop right in. And that was your word. So we'll start with Johanna.
Forgive, and the color's a burnt orange.
Okay, so we'll start at the top. Gail.
My word was freedom and my color was violet.
Oh.
Oh.
Michael.
My word was sweetness, and it was like a really deep blue.
Oh.
Ooh.
Lynn.
My word was not a word in English, so I don't know what it means. I heard Om Sakri Nam Napa.
Did it have a color?
And like a really rich, almost like indigo. Like lapis lazuli blue.
Ooh. Okay.
Sean's here too, but I don't know.
Sean? He was
Blessings and like a deep blue.
oh. Honey?
Peace. That's not me. Turquoise.
And turquoise.
Who's iPhone?
Okay, and then iPhone. Next to Honey.
Oh, I think that's me. It's Grace. I have forgiveness and pink.
Oh. CT. BP. Okay. Ashley.
Honesty and olive.
Cool. Ken and Lisa.
I had a light pink and I didn't get a word.
That's okay. And is anyone else? CP? Okay. So my word,
Or CP.
I don't know. So I'll go with my original word because I couldn't do this, and it was compassion. And the color is kind of like the light amethyst that has pink through it. So it's a very light lavender with a lot of pink in it. So let's close our eyes and see ourselves in a circle. Feel ourselves all together. You can literally feel each other's hands. And what I'm seeing is there's many ancestors in our circle too. So someone next to you might actually have more older hands. Feel that connection. Feel us all connected in sacred circle. See our colors and our words flowing from each of our hands. Feel that vortex beginning to grow. Feel that connection. Feel that love. For some of us, it's been a while since we've felt each other's energy and that connection. And now that it has come in, send it out. Let's send it out and up for anyone in the universe that is open to receive, that needs this energy into their life. Bring it down to the Pachamama, to our mother. And then anywhere in your body that needs it. And they really guide you to work with these words, to think about what you dreamt, and whenever anything that you left today, especially any of those emotions that you were guided to let go of, I really encourage you to have this word, this energy, this vibration, and bring it first and foremost into the front and foremost in the center of your mind and in your heart, so that you can continue to work on transforming that which no longer serves us, that which does not bring us where we need to be at this time. It's challenging times, but the beauty about challenging times means it teaches us about tremendous courage. So I pray that we all learn how to become our courageous selves in light and in lieu of what is transpiring on the planet at this time. And once again, I thank you all for being part of my spiritual family. I thank you all for everything that you bring into my life. And I feel honored and blessed yet again and humbled to be able to facilitate ceremony for you. So let's close the directions together, and as always, be gentle with yourself, be mindful. For me, everything that I'm working on these days has been very powerful in my dreams at night. So I encourage you to be mindful of your dreams and what they have to share with you. Going to the south, to Sachamama, thank you for coming and wrapping your cool of light around us. Thank you for helping us shed our past the way you shed your skin in one clean swoop. Help us to stay out of that place of the suffering and step into that place of impeccability. And thank you for any and all healing that will have occurred on the physical level. Whoa. The lands of the West, Baturango, Mother Jaguar, thank you for coming and protecting our medicine space. Thank you for mulching that which no longer serves. And thank you so much for teaching us how to go over that rainbow bridge, how to have one foot in this world and one foot in the next. Thank you for teaching us how to step beyond fear, but more importantly, continue to teach us how to be peaceful, luminous warriors so that we can learn how to walk on this planet, yet not leave a footprint. Oh. The winds in the north, to see the Kinsey, great hummingbird, grandmother, grandfathers, and ancient ones. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this place of mythic and of imagery and of magic. Thank you so much for teaching us stillness and light. Continue to help us to be the eye in the center of this storm. But more importantly, teach us how to drink directly from the sweet nectar of life so that we no longer source from places that no longer feed us. Whoa. To winds of the east, great eagle, condor, apocine, you fly wing to wing with the great mystery. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for taking us to the mountains that we only dare to dream of. Thank you for teaching us how to fly wingtip to wingtip with the great mystery. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for teaching us how to see with the eagle vision so that we can see the limitless possibilities available at all times, so that we once and for all step out of being fated and step into that place of our destiny. Oh. Mighty Mama, great mother, thank you for coming here for the healing of all your children, the two-legged, the four-legged, the creepy, the crawly, the fin, the furred, and the winged. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being that true alchemist that takes which no longer serves and bringing it back to us in the gifts of gold. I thank you so much for all that you bring and for that place of the divine feminine. Please continue to teach us how to nurture ourselves, how to care for ourselves, but more importantly, how to stay grounded in this time so that we may be deeply rooted and steeped into your medicine and mystery ways. Oh. Inti Petai, Mama Kia, Star Nation's Great Spirit, you are known by 1,000 names and you are unnameable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the hearts, minds, and souls of everyone in this circle. Please continue to whisper in our ear and touch our hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this place and this gift of ceremony. I thank all the ancestors that have sacrificed their lives so that I am able to facilitate and help to create this prayer. I thank you for helping and assisting me into being a hollow bone so that I can be here to be in service. I thank you for all that you do, for all that you bring, and for all that we have received. So as always, please be gentle with yourselves, nurture yourselves, take care of yourselves in whatever form that may be. As always sharing that I'm completely honored and blessed to be with you all. And I hope everyone is really doing the best they can at this time. Just keep bringing up that courage. Just keep bringing up that faith, and just work with your word. It will really help you. I can guarantee you. And find your practice. Find your practice and just shine your light. Shine your light as often and as much as you can, even when you don't want to. That's what I've been doing. And so that's my offer to you. Did Ashley say?